Welcome or welcome back on C Square. In this video clip, we're going to talk about angles formed by two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So in this problem, we're going to talk about alternate interior angles, and that these are if two lines are parallel, if and only if the alternate interior angles are congruent. So that brings us to measure of angle 1 equals to the measure of angle 2. Substitute angle 1 with 2x plus 13 and angle 2 with 3x minus 9 and solve for x. So for this, we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. We're going to get 13 equals x minus 9. We're going to add 9 to both sides, and x equals 22. Now we have to find the measure of angle 1, so we're going to substitute 22 into the measure of angle 1, which is 2x plus 13, so 2 times 22 plus 13, that is 44 plus 13, that means the measure of angle 1 equals 57 degrees. 57. Sorry. Oops, 7. So if angle 1 is 57, that means the measure of angle 2 is 57 because alternate interiors are congruent. Thank you. In this, now we're going to move on to alternate exterior angles. Two lines are parallel if and only if alternate exterior angles are congruent. That brings us to measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 2. We're going to substitute angle 1 with 7x plus 21 equals 5x plus 51. Sorry. We're going to subtract 5x from both sides. That brings down the 2x plus 21 equals 51. Subtract 21 from both sides, and that will give you 2x equals 30. If you divide by 2x equals 15. He's asking you to find the measure of angle 1, so take the 15, substitute into the measure of angle 1, which is 7 times 15 plus 21. That gives you 105 plus 21 equals 126 degrees. So if angle 1 is 126 degrees, that means angle 2 is the same, which is 126 degrees. Thank you. Now we are going to talk about corresponding angles. Two lines are parallel if and only if the corresponding angles are congruent. So that brings us to measure of angle 1 equals to measure of angle 2. That is substituting angle 1 with 3x plus 15 equals 6x minus 27. We're going to subtract 3x from both sides, and that will give us 15 equals 3x minus 27. We're going to add 27 to both sides, and that will give us 3x equals 42. And if we divide by 3, x equals 14. I'm sorry. Now we're going to substitute the 14 into the measure of angle 1, which means measure of angle 1 equals 3 times 14 plus 15. That will be 42 plus 15, I'm sorry, that will be 57 degrees. So if the measure of angle 1 equals 57, that means the measure of angle 2 is 57 because corresponding angles are congruent when the lines are parallel. Thank you. We're going to talk about consecutive angles or same side interior angles. Two lines are parallel if and only if the consecutive angles are supplementary. That brings us to this equation. A measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals 180 degrees. Substituting the measure of angle 1 with 8x plus 34, the measure of angle 2 with 5x minus 10 equals 180. Combine like terms, 8x plus 5x equals 13x plus 24. 34 minus 10 is 24 equals 180. Subtract 24 from both sides. That will give you 13x equals 156. Divide by 13. And that will give you x equals 12. Now we're going to substitute the 12 into the measure of angle 1. So that means the measure of angle 1 equals 8 times 12 plus 34. That will give you 96 plus 34, which is 130 degrees. So the measure of angle 1 equals 130. Since we established angle 1 and 2 are supplementary, if angle 1 is 130, angle 2 is going to be 50 degrees. Thank you. Thank you. If you liked, come back on C square, and don't forget to click the red button, like button.